Hello everybody and welcome to Organian's Puzzle Box. I wanted to make this video ever since I saw a demo of Diablo 2 in Unreal Engine 5. So this is a demo that's been put out by a user, and if I want to get his name correctly, so his name is, you can see it there, Michał Wawruch, I think I'm saying that right. Anyway, he's reinvented the Durance of Hate from Diablo 2, the final part of the Durance of Hate. I think it's level 3, where Mephisto resides. And he's done a fantastic job of recreating it. And I really want to show you guys the work that he's done. And hopefully you can appreciate that. And we'll do some comparisons between, what he's done and what originally was there. Just to see, how Unreal Engine can handle such an environment with such a gritty, dark mood. There's people all over dead or whatever. It's quite gruesome, and he's done a lot of work that really capture that, and you can see that from the work that I'm going to show you. It is incredible. It is one of the best reimaginings that I've ever seen, and I am surprised how well it's done. From one person as opposed to a studio. Anyway, let's have a look. Trust me, you'll like it. Also, side note, you can download this from the description below from his link, and feel free to support this channel. Give him a subscribe, like, comment, and so on. He deserves it, guys. It's incredible. So I do hope that you're all ready as I am. We have now entered the Durance of Hate, and yeah, this is it. This is Mephisto's lair in Diablo 2, made in Unreal Engine 5 by this incredibly talented person. Now look at that beautiful lighting that comes down from the steps as you enter the dungeon in here. We've got braziers all around. We've obviously got gore all over the place, bodies and everything. Look at that. The amount of detail here is insane. We've got a chest over here. Obviously, we can't loot it. But a skeleton of a person. Look at that, severed. Beautiful, beautiful design. A lot of intricate details. Look at these pillars, the columns, the skulls and everything. Honestly, I hope this package is available on the ArtStation. I hope the creator puts this on so that we can all experience. Look at that. Honestly, I feel like I'm actually in there. And look, they've got collisions as well, so the character actually gets stuck on them a little bit here. And yeah, we can go down the steps here. Obviously, there's like a blockage. I'm being blocked. I can't go down, but that's really cool. The fact that you can zoom in so close in here is incredible. Of how much detail, how well it holds up. This is, somebody said this is what Diablo 4 should have been. And I agree. Honestly, look at the art direction of this is incredible. Obviously, the guy emulated what people did a long time ago, but what I'm saying is, like, he's done a fantastic job with this. I'm surprised how it's like a 1-to-1, really, almost like a 1-to-1 replica. And look at that. Ooh, we've got here the portal to hell, and it's got the sound effects for it as well. that's beautiful. Look at that shade. That's a beautiful shade that he's created right there. Honestly, you can tell that the person really, the creator really loved what he was doing in here. It's so good, honestly. Look at that. All that detailing is incredible, man, honestly. And also the fact that you've got the portal here, and then the effect of all the skeletons and everything from the cinematic. That's just beautiful. Actually, let's just have a look at the if you go in here, and if we go in and have a look at the cinematic here. So this is the Michał Wawruch. I hope I'm saying that name right. That's incredible details there. But let's have a look on YouTube for Diablo 2 Mephisto cutscene. So that would be it. That would be really it there. But then we've got it turns Diablo into that, and then so we've got it right here. This is where all these sort of skeletons and everything are going up in the air. So just about, I think, yeah, about here, right? This is where it all happens. This is where Diablo transforms. But then we've got these, this sort of, um, effect going up, and you've got skulls and bones and everything just flying around. And that's kind of you can see it over there. So the replication here is almost incredible. Look at that, right? That's just beautiful. Honestly, it's like a proper weave. It's got the sound effects and everything. It's just so amazing. Honestly, I'm really in love with this. I mean, that is just incredible. Honestly, I look at this and I'm thinking, look at the passion. Look at the passion that's found within this project. And now I'm really thinking, are the developers, are they really allowed to create like what they used to? I mean, the foundation, this particular environment here is built on a game that was out, in 2000 or the 1999 or something like that. I mean, I was a kid when I was playing Diablo 2, and it was an incredible experience. Obviously, everything from it really holds up. Now, with the remastered or remake or resurrection or whatever they want to call it, they've obviously pushed it up a notch. And actually, I'm actually going to go in Durance of Hell right now, and we're going to have a look as, comparisons, because I think that's going to be really cool. But I'm just amazed by what this one guy managed to do, as opposed to, an entire development team in Diablo 4. Now, don't get me wrong, Diablo 4 is a very good looking game, it's built well and so on, but it doesn't seem like it's got its own soul. I do think that there's a lot of games that kind of look like it. I mean, again, there's thousands of people employed at Blizzard, and, this is one guy that has done it in Unreal Engine. So I'm thinking, why can't Blizzard evoke the same feeling in every scene in Diablo 4 as what this has done here in the Durance of Hate, which obviously Durance of Hate was a very gruesome and gritty place. Now, don't get me wrong, this is a bit lighter than the actual version of the game, but it's still really rock solid. So let's have a look, do some comparisons just between Diablo 2 and this particular map in Unreal Engine, and just see what that, how does it hold up, how does it compare. Man, I can definitely tell you it's been too long since I've last been in Diablo. I actually haven't opened this in quite a while, but we'll go in nightmare mode so we can quickly get over to Mephisto's lair, as they call it, Durance of Hate. We obviously want to get there as fast as possible, and along the way, hopefully we'll be able to make some more comparisons to the Unreal Engine version. And actually, I can swap about here very quickly. So this is where we are with the character in Durance of Hate. We cannot cross over through there, but we can go through here. I'm just going to go at the entrance of Durance of Hate over in the Unreal Engine version, so that I can sort of do a comparison as we walk around in here. Right, okay, so there we are. I'm with my character. God, I can't even remember how to play this. Right, so I'm just going to go over into Act 3, which is Durance of Hate Level 2. That's where we want to go, because that's where our good friend Mephisto is. Okay, so let's just check it out. Okay, so here we are in Durance of Hate Act 3. Okay, I still remember my shortcuts, so let's just have a look in this direction, I believe. This is a bit odd with the resolution. Oh, there we go. Right, resolution. Well, I mean, I am playing at 300% scale, so I think I'm just going to leave it like that. Everything should be very high here. Okay, so let's just go and find the entrance over there. Oh, got some enemies here coming up. But as you can see, okay, I can zoom by pressing Z on the keyboard. So you can check the motifs in here. Right, all the motifs in Diablo that the Diablo 2 has, and you can check up there. You can see the skulls and so on, and I'm pretty sure I saw that in here as well. And you can tell, you can see them right there. They are definitely shining more in Diablo 3, and that's purely a material choice right here. So we can see them like that over here. Obviously, they're quite shiny here as well, but over there's more, there's more shine to the edges in the Diablo 2 Resurrected version. Okay, now I really need to find the that sort of direction. So this is Durance of Hate level 1. We need to get to level, I believe it was level 3. I'm not sure. Okay, and clearly I've gone to the wrong place. Now the braziers in this particular Diablo, right there, they're very subdued, I would say, in terms of effects, and they're obviously not casting any shadow, any lighting, because you can see there the shadow of the character just comes from one light source only. There's not multiple light sources in the world, at least not from these braziers that is affecting the character. And I don't believe there's anything from torches either, so you can see that there. I mean, obviously, I think they're sort of doing a bit of fake lighting here and there, but there's nothing major. So if we go back in here, you can see how those shadows... oh, sorry, I am being attacked. And you can see this fire actually being created here. Again, it doesn't actually produces any shadows, which is a bit... I mean, I'm just gonna have a look in here, just to see if there's anything in terms of details. And no, there's nothing. Everything is very high, so there's nothing that's stopping those shadows from punching through, but it's just not happening. There is no dynamic lighting as such. I wonder if this was a limitation of them doing the game on this engine, creating an engine that goes on top of the old engine, or is it because they just didn't want to, they didn't want to go through with that, there wasn't any point, or it's an interesting thing. But obviously the dynamic shadows of Unreal Engine do help this a lot. Let's just have a look. I think I might be close now because there's nowhere else that it could be. Oh, yeah, there we go. I see it. Right, there we go. Level 3. Right, so now we're literally in the same place. So let's just go back into here. And you can check, you can see that the braziers are obviously casting shadow. You can see that right there. So there's shadows coming from the braziers. That's really beautiful. Let's have a look. So this in here, obviously, it's got a very punctuated light, while in the original, here, there isn't that, it's just a little bit, but definitely not enough. Now, we can see that obviously the scale of the scene is definitely a bit bigger. So what I mean is like I guess the measurement from one point to the next is probably a bit larger. Although I'm not sure, maybe it's just the camera angle, or maybe Unreal Engine is actually just squishing things a bit more. I'm not really sure, but it's definitely, I mean, a dynamic lighting coming from all these sources is definitely filling or flooding the room with light. And if we go back into here, you can see, I mean, there's no light on these sides, so there's nothing that could shine. And if we go over here, obviously, a lot of this stuff in here is smaller, as you can see, as opposed to how it is in Unreal Engine. So what I mean is the scale of the actual objects is smaller, but the room itself is bigger. So if you go back, obviously this part doesn't exist. He hasn't made that sort of platform here at all, but he's just made this into a longer. I mean, this doesn't have to be a one-to-one replica. It's just about, the showcasing the scene. I really love what he's done here with this sort of like blood collection sort of bowl, or if you want to call it, into the floor. So that's really nice touch over there. Now let's go down over in here. And again, I do believe that, our character is clearly shining a light from the chest over here. So we do, I'm pretty sure we've got a light that's sort of following our character everywhere around. So if we go back into our actual Diablo scene in here, now we have some braziers, and they are creating a bit of local light around them, but not enough to flood the scene. And again, no dynamic shadows coming from this. Imagine if you also had enemies in the Unreal Engine version of this as well. Right, okay, so now it's time to get closer into here, where we're just gonna have to deal with these enemies. And obviously we don't have the boss in that level, but what we do have is we have the portal and the area that we can walk on it. So I'll go back in here. You can see, we can get over here. Obviously it's quite, as I said, it's quite lit, so I would definitely push the contrast, the brightness of these scenes a bit further down. There's too much light coming around the character, but you can see we can get over here. Let's see if in If you go into Diablo over on this side, we can see the portal. Now that is very subdued. Like this portal doesn't look anything like the one in the cinematic in terms of detailing and shader. But if you go in here, I mean, that is, I don't know, that man, that is perfection, man. That is just perfection, right? Like whoever did that, I mean, I'm sorry, we know who did it, but what I'm saying is like that shader is just perfection. So we go up here in Diablo and let's just kill over these enemies. And now let's go into here into Mephisto's room. So oh, sorry, I'm trying to get through here. Bit of pathfinding issues. So now we're over here. We've got the limbs and so on. And yeah, I'm getting a bit of pathfinding issues here. And now if I get over, this is where Mephisto resides, because he obviously looks over all his bones. He really loves his bones. So if we go now to Mephisto in the actual game, it's quite dark. There is Mephisto. And now we can start whacking at him. And obviously he stands no chance, because how could he? You know? There we go. Mephisto is almost dead. Come on, Mephisto. We don't need to do this today, please. I mean, there's a lot of quality on this model as well from Mephisto, as you can see. There's a lot. They do have a lot of the roughness and metallic of everything is really cranked up in Diablo 2. So you can see it everywhere, really happening. And now he's dead, and we also got like you see that we've just received an actual unique item, so that's pretty cool. If I have a look at this, what it is, I normally like to check it. Oh, Kinemil's Owl. +6 to Holy Fire Paladin only. That's pretty good. Pretty good, maybe. I don't know. I don't know anymore. Right, so we're now in the center stage where we are in Unreal Engine as well. And if we have a look in here, this is looking fantastic, phenomenal, right? What I would have loved to see is a bit more ambient occlusion, which I know is not actually, it's not accurate. Ambient occlusion is not an accurate solution, but it does add quite a bit to the world. And I think here, the objects together feel like they're a bit more grounded, while in here they kind of, there's no real shadows in between, which I would have loved to see. Now there are settings in here, by the way. If you press O on the keyboard, you can change resolution, the image scaling, which I've got to ultra quality, a sharpening. We can disable lumen if we want. So now lumen is disabled, and ray tracing. We can also disable shadows, so no shadows at all. You can see how many shadows there actually are in the scene here. And then we can also disable the virtual shadow maps, which then means that these particular shadows here are not going to be getting that nice sort of new tech from the nanite geometry and all that stuff. Now one thing, is more precise with the virtual shadow maps, more accurate and precise, but they obviously come at a cost of performance. Now in this, these still cast shadows even though I disable them, because there's obviously there's objects in here that just will simply have shadows purely because they're not part of the slider that eliminates shadows. And there's shadows anyway, like you can see that there, there'll be some shadows. I think turn off shadow for less important lights. Okay, so it's not turning shadows off entirely. It's more of a performance slider. Now what's really cool about this is because if we turn back lumen, like that, we can't really see here what's changing. But if we go, further up here maybe, and without lumen, with lumen, you can see there's a bit more bounced light in here. Now if we enable lumen but disable ray tracing, you can kind of see the difference there without ray tracing. So if we enable it, you see it calculates shadow casting a lot better than usual. Then we can add the actual shadows, so you can get from these lights as well. And then obviously the virtual shadow maps just adds so much more to the shadows overall, to how they feel. So that's really cool. But then getting over here to the portal, we cannot get there because this is still, spinning and rotating. But in here we can get over to the portal, and we have this sort of bone bridge here, and the portal itself. This is where all the spinny things are going on right now. But obviously in this scene, but not in the other one. So I really, honestly, this just purely looks like what the cinematic does, like almost entirely like what the cinematic looks like. there's no words to describe this. It's just beautiful. I really, really love this. Just incredible work done. The material work is perfect. The ground layers, I mean, look at how many elements there are and how well they're put together. The trim sheets on this must be, you know, incredibly razor sharp done. And also you've got the decals that are adding so much to the scene. The decal is perfect. Like, look, all the blood splattered about. Everything seems very purposeful. Nothing done with a procedural generated method or anything like that. It's just all handcrafted, well built, and you know, it has got a lot of soul into it. Obviously, this one is the same. Like Diablo 2 is a really, really good reimagining. Like this is exactly the original game, but just with better graphics, and that's it. That's all they've done. They haven't tried to change things. They haven't tried to destroy the original product they were trying to recreate. They've just gone and created a perfect sort of reimagining, as I said, of the original. And you can now see what that would look like in Unreal Engine 5 as well. So this gives me a lot of you know, a lot of perspective for the future. This gives me a lot of hope that, you know, there are a lot of people out there that are still very, very good at what they do, and they really enjoy their craft and want to make something that's unique and that is, you know, just well built and visually, aesthetically, just perfection. Just love it. But that was my view of this particular project. I will leave the link in the description below for the creator. Please go and take a look. Have a look at his video. Have a look at his other content. This guy is a gem in the community. I love what he's done here, and I'm really curious to see what he does next. Feel free to maybe support him. Maybe he's got like a, I don't know, a page there, a Patreon page or something. I'm not really sure. I'll take a look. I'll definitely support him if I can. Give him a, you know, just give him a donation or something. You can download this demo and just play it for yourself. Just go and have a go. Honestly, it's incredible. Well done. Well done. I applaud you, sir. Keep doing what you're doing. You're doing great.